Hi, I'm Liz Rice from Aqua Security, and I'm here with Itai. Do you want to say hi?
Hi everyone, I'm Itai. I'm an open source engineer in the open source team.
And we are going to just have a few words about what we're doing this year for Hacktoberfest. You can see Itai's t-shirt. Was that from last year?
Yeah, I actually participated last year and got the swag, the t-shirt, the stickers. It's a really fun experience.
Wonderful. So if you haven't heard of Hacktoberfest before, it's an initiative to encourage people to get involved with open source. If you haven't made a contribution before, maybe this is the really good time of year to make your first contribution. And as the open source team at Aqua, we're participating this year with I think about half a dozen repos that we're supporting with Hacktoberfest. Is that about right?
Yeah, something like that. So this year, as opposed to previous years, we actually guide you into where you might want to contribute. We list the repos that we have. So this year we have Kubebench, Trivy, and a bunch of sub-repositories related to Trivy, Tracy, Starboard, and KubeHunter. So it's easier for you to get around because we have a lot of other repositories on GitHub. These are the highlights.
And we've got a Hacktoberfest dedicated repo this year, right?
Yeah, actually, let me share my screen so that everyone can see that. Yeah, so this is github.com/aquasecurity/Hacktoberfest. And in this repo, you can see all of the rules, all of the guidelines, the prizes that we're probably going to talk about soon. This is the repo list that I mentioned, and other important information.
So one big change we've made this year is that we are recognizing not just code contributions and contributions directly into the GitHub repos. We also want to recognize contributions that could be in other forms, things like videos or blog posts. So we've added this section here to describe the kind of things where you might want to create content rather than code, but that still helps the community, right?
Yeah, we call this external contributions. It's actually two kinds of things that open up the door for you to do something different. One thing is contribute some kinds of integrations to our projects where the code doesn't necessarily have to be in our repository. So maybe you want to create your own repository for integrating, I don't know, Trivy with your CI system that you use. So that code can live somewhere else, but we can still recognize this for Hacktoberfest. And the second kind is, as you mentioned, is more about content, recording videos, writing blog posts, tutorials, case studies, anything actually that can help us educate, promote, create better content around our project. We'd also love to see those kinds of contributions this year.
And we're going to keep track of those contributions against pull requests that come into this Hacktoberfest repository, right?
Yeah, so in general, the guidelines this year says that you have to start with an issue. You still need to create an issue regardless of what kind of contribution you're doing. And once you have the issue and you want to actually make the pull request to say, this is the blog post that I wrote, this is the video that I uploaded to YouTube, you can create a pull request here. There is a file here, for example, contrib content, that you should just list yourself here, just linking to the issue that you've opened, what you created, and the link to the artifact, and we can just recognize that.
So that link might be a link to a completely different code repository, or it might be a link to a YouTube video or a blog post, something like that.
Exactly. Anyone.
Great. All right, so we mentioned prizes briefly. Let's. What are we giving away this year?
Yeah. So this year, for one contribution, we give you to choose between a face mask, which is actually our own design, a very cool one. So this is our Aqua Hacktoberfest 2020.
Very 2020.
Yeah. And either that or the sticker pack, which includes the logos for our project. This is for one contribution. For free, you would also get the t-shirt. Let's have a look at that as well. That's a very cool looking t-shirt with 2020 Oktoberfest design. So that is for free. And for 5, you get everything: the stickers, the face mask, and the t-shirt.
And then we are also going to award some books to the 3 contributors that we're just going to make a decision about the 3 contributions that we think are most valuable. They could be code contributions, they could be bug fixes, they could be enhancements, they could be new integrations, they could be new content creation, case studies, videos. Whatever we pick as the 3 top contributors are going to get a book as well, which I will sign.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the one last thing we should mention if we're going to talk about Hacktoberfest is spam. We do not want to see any spam PRs. We want to be generous, so anything that actually adds value to the projects, we do want to acknowledge that and count that as eligible. But we've seen some spam PRs where people have been suggesting adding an emoji or like an exclamation mark into a README, and really that just doesn't add any value. So we will be rejecting that kind of issue. So just don't even bother, don't waste your time, don't waste our time, don't spam. Really, you don't have to put in a huge amount of work to create something that adds value. So that's really what we want to see.
Yeah.
Did we miss anything? Has that covered everything we want to say?
Yeah, just that if you have any questions, feedback, want to talk about specific contributions that you've made, we have the discussion tab here in this repo where you can just talk to us. You can just create a new discussion and just it can be freestyle. Anything you want to talk about, you can use this platform to talk with us about.
Great. So I have seen in some repos, we have already had a few really nice contributions already. So please keep those coming. Happy Hacktoberfest, and we look forward to seeing what you can do.